Hola, bienvenidos a GCSE Spanish Practice. My name is Marina, and today we're going to work on a role play for the speaking exam for the GCSE Foundation paper, which is worth 10 marks. Vamos! Okay, so this is a summary of what we are doing. If you know what you're doing, please skip to the part where you see the question. Now, I will show you the task, so today's question, and explain what it is about, just in case you are not aware of this. I'll show you the exam technique that will save you many points or many marks that we could miss otherwise. I'll show you my model answers to the question that we are working on today. And then you have the time to work on your own answers, whether it is looking at my model answers or just doing completely your own, that's fine. Then we'll pretend this is an exam situation and I will ask you the questions in Spanish for which you have prepared, and you will read out loud your preparation as you would in your speaking exam. And finally, if you stick around, you can see what the questions were. So you will see the questions in Spanish on screen. ¿Preparados? Vamos. Bueno, so the role play is the first task in your speaking exam. It goes very quickly. It's only like 1 minute, 1 minute 30. You will prepare 5 sentences that you'll say in English. You will write down the Spanish for that. And you will prepare for this before your exam in a preparation room alongside your read aloud and your photo cards. But for this question, all you have to do is take a look at this. There's always instructions here in English that basically say you're talking to a Spanish speaking friend and you will have to ask a question, and you must include a verb, a conjugated verb in each of your preparation for each of the questions here, okay, which are not questions, they're more like bullet points. If you do everything that's here, so for example, say what you think of your teachers. I think my teachers are great. You're answering this question in Spanish and you're giving one opinion. That's what you have to do in brackets. You get 2 marks. If when you deliver it, the delivery is also good and the examiner understands everything. Okay, so 2 marks for each of these bullet points makes 10. It's really easy to get because this question is about communication. It's not about showing off your Spanish. There's plenty of time later on in the other tasks. So let's get going. Here we go. The first thing you need to do for your exam technique is, as soon as you get in the preparation room, write down role play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is because when you are in the exam, if you forget, if you go blank, you just need to look at the bullet point you're in and just read off your piece of paper from your preparation sheet, okay? So always number your answers on preparation sheet. I cannot emphasize this enough. Now, the next thing we're going to do, step 2, is follow the instructions. We stick to these instructions because this is what we have to do. We say something else, or we are missing one detail. Instead of one detail, we give like, I don't know, like a question. We ask a question here, we will get 0, okay? 0 marks out of 2. So we have to stick to it. So if you want to, you can pause the video now, prepare your answers, and then go straight to the part where I am asking the questions. You can see it in the description of the video, or you can stay with me and I will show you my model answers, okay? But be quick because I'm about to start to, I'm just going to move on to step 3, which is preparation. Now, say what you think of your teachers, and I have to give one opinion. I want to say, mis profesores son simpáticos. That is my opinion, but it is not very clear that this is my opinion. Maybe I would say, pienso que mis profesores son simpáticos, o creo que mis profesores son simpáticos. Anyway, this is my opinion. I think they're nice, okay? Without me saying I think they are. But just to be on the safe side, maybe it would be best to say, creo que mis profesores son simpáticos, okay? The second bit is a question mark, okay? This means you have to ask your friend a question about school, about, there's always the about in the wording, and then whatever. You must stick to this, okay? So to make it really clear that you're asking a question about schools in Cuba, and there's a friend, maybe you want to say your school in Cuba. So Cuba is easy, Cuba, en school, escuela, instituto, colegio. So, and how do you say your, tú? So the options are, háblame de, for every time we have to ask a question, háblame de tu instituto en Cuba, tu escuela en Cuba, o cómo es, what is it like? ¿Cómo es tu instituto en Cuba? So easy, okay? We can use háblame de in any single case here. So that's why it always goes first in my model answers. Right, the next one is say what your favorite subject is. Give one detail. So something like my favorite subject is maths. Okay, we don't even need to say why. Mi asignatura favorita es educación física. Marina, I find the word asignatura very difficult to say. You can say simply es educación física because, hello, because it's got a verb, okay? So you get 2 marks for this. Now, number 4, say what subjects you don't like. So I don't like or I hate. Give one detail. Odio las matemáticas, okay? Easy, muy fácil, muy fácil. And finally, say why studying is important. Give one reason. So studying is important because, and in Spanish we say to study. So es importante para tener un buen futuro. It is important to have a good future. We could say it is important to learn new things. Whatever. We could say also estudiar es importante para tener un buen futuro. I could have included before between number 5 and S. Estudiar es importante. But it doesn't matter because I have a conjugated verb which is es here. So that's good, okay? Bueno, so these are the model answers. Now it is your turn. You can pause the video and simply replace the bits that I have highlighted with your own words and your own ideas. Okay, for number 2, you can choose háblame de or cómo es, but I recommend having a piece of paper and pen and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then write down your answers so that you see what it looks like when you're actually doing it. Okay, if you haven't done any mocks yet or something like that. So here we go. When you're ready, you can come back. Okay, well, so now it is time to practice. What is going to happen is I would like you to take a look at the notes that you have made. Okay, just read off your preparation and I will read the questions as your examiner would in the exam room on the day of your exam. Okay, so I will not read, you're talking to your Cuban friend, blah, blah, blah. I'll just go straight into number 1. Okay. ¿Preparados? ¿Listos? Bueno, I will give you a pause here for a couple of seconds so you read off your answers. All right, vamos. ¿Te gustan tus profesores? ¿Tienes una pregunta para mí? Sí, es genial. ¿Cuál es tu asignatura favorita? Qué interesante. ¿Y qué asignatura no te gusta? Ah, qué pena. ¿Y por qué es importante estudiar? Estoy de acuerdo. Muy bien, so that would be it, okay? So it goes really, really quick. Now, if you would like to see what the questions were, just stick around, or if you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section, okay? Right, so what were the questions? This is good because we practice listening to the question and understanding, which is good for the read aloud task in the second half of it, and also the general conversation after the photo card where you have all those unpredicted questions. Here we go. So what were the questions? Número 1, ¿te gustan tus profesores? Do you like your teachers? Número 2, I said, es genial after your question. See, it is great. It needs to be short. Número 3. ¿Cuál es tu asignatura favorita? What's your favorite subject? Número 4. ¿Qué asignatura no te gusta? What subject is it that you don't like? Y número 5. ¿Por qué es importante estudiar? ¿Por qué es importante estudiar? What is it important to study? Bueno, if you followed all the steps, you're very likely to get 2 marks per bullet point, and that would be 10 marks. And just remember, that's a really good chunk of your speaking exam, okay? And it's really the first thing you do, so it's the first thing that the examiner listening to it knows about you, okay? And it is sad, it is, but first impressions count. When examiners are marking, they try obviously their best to be fair, but I really, really like it when I start marking and the first bit, which is the role play, is done really well, and that kind of sets the tone. I'm thinking, oh, this person knows, they have revised, okay, and I am in a positive mood. I don't know if that makes sense, but I am a human being, I'm not a machine, okay? So it's the same with the other examiners. So for more questions like this, please check my other videos on role play. And for any other topics you have, like general questions with model answers, you've got dictation, you've got read aloud, and many other activities. So please come back for more. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. Adiós y muchas gracias.